It is April 15th. We are about a quarter of the way through the year, and I made a video at the beginning of the year about learning to sharpen a knife with a stone, and I just wonder, has anyone come up on that? I do want you to jump in the comments and let me know what you're working on, what system you're using, and let's get a discussion going about it. Appreciate you. So this is what I do. Why wouldn't I use this opportunity to, clean up my knife a little bit, make sure, it doesn't have any gunk in it, make sure it's not rusting, this helps get it oiled up. I'm using WD-40 here, and that stuff just works great. I even use that to lube up my stone. So this is just a cheap Walmart stone. It's got a rough side and a smooth side. I start with the rough side, a little bit of oil. Like I say, I do about 22.5 degrees. I'm gonna start at the point of the blade here, and then I'm gonna work my way all the way across the blade as I work my way across the stone. Try to maintain the same angle the whole way. So my angle from the stone to my sharpening angle, about 22.5 degrees. They make a little wedge block that you can put in there to get started to know what angle you're at. You do the same motion, just keep repeating that, you'll get to where you get consistent enough. I do a few strokes on each side. You can feel for the burr. The edge is going to roll over. You feel for the burr the whole way. And you just continue to do that until you have a burr the entire way. You can work specific areas of the blade. You want to make sure you get the end of it. The rest of it's good. You can also do the same thing if you're trying to get, maybe you've chipped a little piece off the tip. You want to work just the tip. And you just keep feeling for that burr. Yeah, pulling a nice burr on the top up there already. All right. So usually once if I have any problem areas, I get them all dialed up. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure how many strokes I've done so far. We could probably put a counter up if I were real adventuresome. But I'd say we're less than 80 strokes in, maybe less than 60 strokes. And I mean, I've got a burr now. This is a knife that I use every day. This is a knife that I also take care of quite often. So, and when it gets to the point where it's not sharp, it usually doesn't take much to get it back. It's part of the advantage of using the 1095, and it's just part of the advantage of taking care of your stuff. Well, you can tell from the sound of that. This is a way smoother side of the stone. Oh man, that's nice. Now every time you sharpen a knife, you want a strop. Now you do not have to have a fancy strop, like a barber strop, like my amazing friend Beth made me. But you see I'm dragging away from the cutting edge, and all I'm doing is basically knocking off that burred edge. One other thing you can do is, like on a piece of wood, now to be honest, I prefer, if you do it on a piece of wood, to do it on like the end grain. Make sure you don't cut your thumb off, but if you just drag that across there, it pulls that burr off, and that buck is sharp. After just a few strokes on the stone, she's dialed back up, nice and sharp. So if you don't mind, jump in the comments and tell me what you think. How are you sharpening your knife? There are sharpening systems. The Lansky Pin Onion edition of the Work Sharp, which is a machine with belts. There's paper wheels, which I use. I highly recommend paper wheels. To be able to do it with just a stone, it's just a skill that's worthwhile. And when there's no power, when you don't have all your other stuff with you, you'd be amazed that, you know, you see the movies of Conan, sharpening his knife with a rock. You can do that too. It's not as tough as you think. Thanks, y'all.